battery garden tools seem to be everywhere these days. But when it comes to professional battery tools, it's a completely different game. You need runtime, reliability and raw power. But let's be honest, over the last 10 years, a lot of battery tool manufacturers have fallen short. And that has left many professional users skeptical about investing again. Now, we have tested our fair share of professional battery gear, but over the last 2 years, it's become clear that manufacturers have certainly stepped up to the mark with better power, longer run times and superior reliability. But the big question today is, has Echo kept up? So here we have a range from the Echo 56V E-Force battery range. We've got some mowers, some chainsaws, some strimmers, and some very specialist tools that you wouldn't have seen from any battery manufacturer before, which I think is super important when it comes to battery ranges. These manufacturers have got to think of something innovative and cool and different, and Echo certainly has. So let's get on and test our first tool. So first up is the DLM5100SP. Let's start her up. Oh, we're just collecting right now, but they do mulch and side discharge options as well. Speed low. Let's try it. There we are, that's nice. Right, I'm going to try all these tools first to get a feel for them while telling you all about the specs, and then I'll give you my conclusion towards the end of the video. So the lawnmower is running on two 5Ah 56V E-Force batteries. It has 7 different mowing height settings, a 60-litre grass bag, but can also mulch and side discharge. It is variable speed and also has a boost function, easy fold handles as well as vertical storage. It only weighs 29.9 kilograms and has a runtime with two 5Ah batteries of up to 800 square meters. The mower done, let's move on to the next tool. It is now time for some hedge trimming, and we have got a double-sided, double reciprocating hedge trimmer, a single-sided double reciprocating hedge trimmer, and also the long reach hedge trimmer. So let's give them a go. And now for the hedge trimmers. First up is the double-sided, double reciprocating DHC2800R, which has 700mm blades and a material spacing of 38mm. It has a rotating rear handle and has 2 speeds that run up to a stroke rate of 4,600 cuts per minute, only weighing in at 3.1 kilograms. Next up is the DHCS2800, which is their single-sided option, similar specs to the double-sided, including triple sharpened blades, but with a weight of only 2.9 kilograms and a runtime of 100 minutes. And for the long reach, which has a total length of 2,483mm and folded 1,947mm, the articulating head has a full range of 135 degrees, material spacing of 35mm from the 557mm blades, weighing in at 4.4 kilograms and has a runtime of 103 minutes on a 5Ah battery. Right, so that's that hedge trimmed. I think we better clean it up, and there's only one tool we need for that. That's the leaf blower. Now for the DPB2600, which has an air volume of 697 meters cubed an hour and 798 when on boost, which equates to a max air speed of 79.5 meters per second. It is also very light and only weighing in at 2.5 kilograms with a max runtime of 20 minutes with a 5Ah battery. Right, that's the blowing done. I think it's time now to use the tool that I'm most excited about trying, because it's a little bit different. Let's go try it. So this is my most excited part about the video, because I get to try something new, something I haven't used before. And as I said at the beginning of the video, manufacturers need to be innovative and different. And they certainly have here, because Echo have brought out a scythe on the bottom of what you could say is a strimmer. So rather than a strimmer like this, they've got a scythe attachment, which I'm very excited to try. So let's do this and some strimming and see which one's best.
They call this the T-shaped trimmer DTT2100. It has 464mm cutting width that has 30mm spacings and has 2 dolly wheels on the lower side for easy use. It has teeth front and rear so you can use it in a pull and pull motion. Ideal for cutting places with loose objects and around sensitive areas. It only weighs in at 3.7 kilograms and has a runtime of up to 80 minutes. The DSRM2600L has the equivalent power of a 25cc petrol machine. It has 3 speeds, so ideal for delicate work, but still got enough oomph to get you through the tougher stuff when required. It only weighs 3.2 kilograms, has a solid 25mm straight shaft, and has a runtime of up to 46 minutes on a 5 amp hour battery.
Have you watched us before, you'll know how excited I get about chainsaws. Echo have 3 in their range. Let's put them through this lovely dry bit of ash we've got. What better test could you get? And then we'll get to rounding up all this and seeing what my thoughts are of all these tools.
Now, running these saws through this size timber is not the best test, but it also shows you what they can do if required. First up is the DCS3500, which is comparable to a 35 to 40cc petrol machine. It is running a 14-inch bar and 3/8 low-profile chain, weighs in at 2.9 kilograms and has a runtime of 38 minutes on a 5 amp hour battery. Now on to the DCS2500, which would be the equivalent to a 25cc petrol chainsaw. It is running a 1/4-inch chain on a 12-inch bar. It only weighs 2 kilograms, but it is limited to a 2 amp hour battery and can run up to 32 minutes of continuous use. And now we have the DCS2500TC. Again, it has similar power output to a 25cc petrol chainsaw and is running a 1/4-inch chain and a 10-inch bar. It weighs a mere 1.6 kilograms and it is also limited to a 2.5 amp hour battery, which will give you a runtime of up to 30 minutes.
So I've spent the last couple of days playing with these tools, trying to break them, seeing what their limits are. Some off camera, some on camera. Now let's go through them individually and let you know what I think. Right, so the mower. Now, first initial thoughts, it's quite a lightweight machine for a commercial aspect. But I think that's got a big positive because those bigger commercial machines are heavy, they're cumbersome, they're difficult to move around, difficult to get in and out the back of the vans, difficult to get up and down steps. Whereas this, being a commercial machine and warranted, as with all of Echo other machines, it comes with a 2-year commercial warranty. So I think that's great. So if you've already got bigger machines, something a little bit smaller for those smaller gardens, those hardest access gardens, the ones where you perhaps want to send out someone on their own to get a machine in and out of a van, I think that might come into its own. Yes, it's basic. Yes, it doesn't have too many frills. But again, that could be a positive if you don't like things too complicated. Right, so the hedge trimmers, and I think there's a running theme with all of this handheld equipment from Echo, and that is lightweight. And that has got a massive plus, because we know what it's like when we've got a heavy machine and we're trying to wield it above our heads, it becomes even heavier much quicker. So I think with these, the weight of them, as I said in the specs, is very, very impressive. Now, the double reciprocating machine, I am a much bigger fan of them than I am the single-sided, just because I've used them more often than the others. But it is a lovely balance machine with the battery and the 2.5 amp hour battery, and that's all you need in it. For the runtime you get off that, with a twisty back handle, I think it has got a lot to go for it. Now, one thing I didn't mention before is it's actually got a proper grease nipple. So you can grease that gearbox properly every time you use it. You haven't got to unscrew something, just put your grease gun onto it, give it a little squeeze, and off you go. Now, don't over grease them, because that's one thing you can do with a grease nipple, but if you know what you're doing, you'll know how much to put in. Oh, it's also got bumper zones. So, a bit like on a car, on the front bumper, you'll have a crumple zone. So now if something gets caught in these blades, it's actually got a crumple zone back here. So rather than damaging the item or the blades up here further, it's got a crumple zone here. So those two little bits there will actually crumple and crease in without causing any more damage. Now the long reach is a long reach hedge trimmer. It's got the power, it's got the weight correct, it's got the right amount of degrees. Now I am a big fan of these, and I know the man behind the cameras as well, with regards to how these clips work to be able to change those angles. They're very intuitive, they're very easy. Press them together and up round it goes, like that. Now the tool I'm probably most surprised about is the leaf blower. It is a great bit of kit. Now, it's got something looks-wise, aesthetically, that other battery manufacturers I think should adopt. Now, some battery manufacturers will question, why aren't people buying my tools? Because they haven't made them look like their petrol equivalents. Now, if you want someone to buy something, make them look like what they're already used to, something rather than it being completely different. Well, the Echo leaf blower looks like a traditional petrol leaf blower, but it's got one massive advantage, and that is its width. It is so nice and narrow. But with that, it doesn't just suck the air from that side, it also sucks the air from that side. So if you've done leaf blower and you find that suddenly the leaf blower will stick to one side or the other, depending on which hand you use, you can't have that on here. You can completely cover that side and it will still suck the air through from that side. Yes, okay, you're gonna say it's only got 20-minute runtime, but all leaf blowers use the battery quicker than any other tool available. They will just eat batteries for a lifetime. There isn't a brand on the market yet which has got that bob on. So yeah. Right, when I first saw this, I thought, gimmick. That's not going to be able to do anything. Well, I was wrong. I was taken by surprise. That little scythe mower there, it's got a lovely little case, which I don't think it'd last very long. But that little scythe mower there is very impressive. That went through that rough grass like butter. It's very well built, it's very well structured. It didn't bog, it just kept going. You saw the footage, you know how well that worked as well as I do. Only one thing, right, is this here looks a bit like a 1960s food mixer. It should have like little spirals coming down here to beat your eggs. I think that's brilliant. Now the strimmer, great. Echo have been renowned for making lightweight strimmers and brush cutters for a very, very long time. They make this sound like it's equivalent to 25cc strimmer or brush cutter. Now, to be fair, I would say it's probably more like a 30cc, because Echo 25cc brush cutters and strimmers are about the equivalent of other people's 30cc. Again, lightweight, there's nothing to it. It's just so nice to use. Stringline head, bump feed head. That is a lovely bump feed head. Really like it, really robust. Everything just bob on. So the chainsaws. Now, Echo have got a massive advantage again, and that is the weight. There is no weight to it. What did I say it was? 1.7 kilos? Now, this one here is a bit of a sort of battery equivalent to the 2511 WES, which is a fantastic little saw. So obviously I was cutting like 11-inch ash, which is very dry. It's not really what battery saws are designed to do, but it's still done them. They all went through, no problem at all. It was just slower. I was actually quite surprised with the power of that. Now they say that's equivalent to 35cc, but I'd probably put it to, yeah, closer to the 40 mark. So yeah, very impressed with all three saws. They've done a pretty good job. But obviously if you want to do that big cutting, Echo don't offer anything big chainsaw wise yet, but who knows what is to come, eh? So let us know in the comments below what you think about the Echo range, how it can be expanded, and what you think of these individual machines, because we're Machinery Nation and we bring you videos every single week about tools and machinery. So if you enjoyed this one, please subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.